Hey everyone, Presale here. It's been a super long time since I made the last video. As you know, the market wasn't that good for pre-sales. I mean, the market did start doing really well with regards to just tokens in general. And I've just been waiting for the right time for pre-sales to start doing well. And I'm happy to say finally they're starting to look really pro. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about some projects which I think are going to be really good, and also about some launch pads. I think later on I'll make a video about launch pads in general, once we get more of a feel of what's doing well and what's not doing well. It's actually quite interesting in terms of launch pads these days. What's doing well feels like it doesn't really matter how they were doing last season. It just depends more on which launch pads have been active now and stayed active, and which ones have been making the effort to find gems. And even though they didn't, some of these launch pads didn't do well last season, now they've been doing quite well. For example, TrustSwap is one of those that are doing well this season. I mean, if you look at their hit rate, recently Carbon browser is what kind of kickstarted this hype, since it went up to 40x, which is just ridiculous. I mean, pre-sales weren't doing that well, then all of a sudden Carbon comes and does 40x, and I think people have been really waiting for pre-sales. So this has kind of kickstarted the season. Now people are already hunting for the next one. So this Carbon browser was launched on TrustSwap and some others, I believe. But that's why I think TrustSwap is going to be really good, and one to keep an eye on, along with some others. One other launchpad that's really pro is DAO Maker. I'm going to be talking about that later in this video. Also, I think Soul Raiser is good, and Pools and some others. Like I said, I'll make a video later probably. But anyways, I want to jump into the first project that in this video, and that is CryptoGPT. And this one kind of encompasses all of the crypto hype at the moment. There's so much AI hype, there's ZK hype, and this one incorporates both. As you can see, CryptoGPT is the ZK layer 2 that lets you own the monetization of your AI data, turn every task of your daily life into a source of income. Live, build AI data, and earn. GPT will be a layer 2 blockchain, as you can see here, and it will be for monetizing your data with AI. So it's going to be scalable layer 2, which is going to use ZK rollup technology. If you've been following crypto, you'll know there was ZK hype. Before that, there was AI hype, and now everyone's looking for what the next hype is going to be. Could be anything, but I think you should kind of gear up to be ready for any. And I think this one is going to do really pro because of all this hype it's encompassing. The unique EVM compliance makes the protocol open to massive code-based libraries, enabling easy and rapid on-ramp of developers and users. It's going to be truly distributed with a proof of activity, which ensures the network security increases in parallel to adoption, and totally limitless, where it's going to be immensely scalable, ultra low-cost transactions, and empowering infrastructure. They also have a really in-depth roadmap, which is already ticked off a lot. You don't see that much with projects these days, so that's really good to see. And they've got a really robust team. It looks really pro with lots of experience. Anyways, let's have a look at this comparison compared to other L2 blockchains. You can see here compared to Arbitrum, it's the same except also anonymous. I mean, compared to all of them, it's like that. Their technology is ZK rollups. Business model, revenue from trillion-dollar data and AI markets. Daily app users, as you can see, compared to the others, already has 150,000. So it stands up really well compared to the others. And the valuation is 15 million. The initial market cap's actually only 900,000. So obviously if it gets anywhere near these, that's, I mean, huge gains. I think it has tons of potential because of that as well. So how can you earn with CryptoGPT? The steps to earn, they're going to have apps which offer the users the option to monetize their data. Users can join auto earn models where you can use the same apps but get paid while doing so, and hundreds of businesses globally to pay you for your data. They're having a referral at the moment, which I think is really worth doing. You can check out the link here, refer, or you can click my link. Obviously, I appreciate that. You don't have to if you don't want to, but as you can see, depending on how many referrals you get, you get some tokens and access to their app. So I think it's worthwhile doing this. You've got nothing to lose. It takes a few seconds. You can check out the interface here. You just share your link and you get early bird app access for reward farming. So I'll share my link in the description if you want to use that. Feel free to use it. So as you can see, it's going to be a SHO on DAOmaker. DAOmaker being one of the really pro, if not the best, launchpad platform at the moment. Let's have a look at their Telegram as well. Almost 50,000 members, tons of hype there. So have a look a bit more about their token. It's going to be GPT token, and just the ticker itself is really hyped with ChatGPT. So ChatGPT stakers among a variety of utilities get power of the ecosystem treasury, and the treasury is deployed to into GPT buybacks, GPT burn, staking yield, and ventures. If we have a look further on the DAOmaker SHO page, we can see more about their tokenomics and so on. As you can see, I went through the ticker already. It's going to be on BSC and Ethereum. Total supply is 3 billion. The valuation is 15 million fully diluted. Hard cap 3 million. Initial token circulation 180 million. And you can see here initial market cap 900,000. In terms of unlocks, public 10% at TG. Then you have a 90-day cliff and then 4.5% monthly unlock. And for liquidity staking, they have 20% at TGE. So it's a little bit at TGE, but based on what I've seen, I do think it's possible to get your initial out on that 10%, if not more. And then you have to wait 3 months. But then after that, if the project really takes off, your monthly unlocks can be worth quite a lot. So for CryptoGPT, it 100% gets a CHOS Pro. So definitely check that out, join their channels and so on. Next up, I'm going to look at the project YOM. This one is going to be launching on SoulRaiser, which is another launchpad that I said is really promising. They've had really good ones. I think they also had Carbon launching on there. I believe so. So that's really pro. As you can see, your open metaverse. Launch your own Web3 metaverse accessible to anyone on any device. And they have some really strong backers. And I do think metaverse is something that's still hyped in crypto. Some of the projects of, some metaverse projects have been mooning. And we could have another metaverse season easily. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. As you can see for YOM, you can sign up as an agency or as a brand. For an agency, you have in-house Unreal Engine artists and want to create and deploy custom metaverses for your clients in short delivery cycles. Whereas with a brand, you want to grow and connect with your community, and you can leave them spellbound by your custom Web3 metaverse. So if we compare them to some other metaverses in crypto at the moment, for example, Second Life and Decentraland. Obviously, Decentraland is a really big one. You can see how they compare, where YOM has on-chain assets, mesh of metaverses, peer-to-peer rendering, whereas the others only have single metaverse and so on. So compares really well in that regard. Example of a use case for YOM. For example, a Grand Prix event for Formula One. On the website of Formula One, a digital twin of the real event streamed to any device, integrate with real-time race data sources, beat the time of Max Verstappen in Monaco, and receive a virtual car in your wallet. So they've got some really interesting use cases. You can have a look through this as well for some other examples of use cases. Then in terms of some more competition, if we compared to Mono and Journey, for example, a pro of YOM is fast delivery times, premium quality, modular and flexible. The con is you pay for usage, but that's the case for many of them anyways. And you can see here the cost compared to the others. It's a tenth of the cost of Journey. So you can see here in terms of high performance and highly interoperable, it's only one standing out. In terms of the tokenomics, their fungible token protocol, they've developed a native cryptographically secure fungible token ticker, YOM, which is transferable representation of its underlying utility, which is the right to render the metaverse for a single user for a full day. Then they're going to have an NFT protocol where they develop a layer on top of the Metaplex SDK for Solana. That is an NFT standard across all YOM experiences, but also works on Metaplex-based marketplaces within the broader Solana ecosystem. So let's have a look in depth at their tokenomics. Always important to know this. So first up, most important thing, release at TG 1.05 million, which is a decent market cap, especially when I'm recommending you guys to have a look at the public round, which is 100% on TGE. So if you seed or private, you can see here you get 7.5% at TGE, and private is 12.5% at TGE, whereas public is 100%. At this stage of pre-sales, obviously things are still shaky. Yes, they're starting to take off, but it's still risky to have a low release on launch if it's not really super hyped like CryptoGPT. So I think 100% on TGE is relatively safe and worth going for. And obviously you guys should always do your own research for both projects. In my opinion, I would go for it. So I think both of these projects are super pro, and 100% on TGE is always super pro. So definitely check it out. So now let's have a look at the steps on how to participate on SoulRaiser. So you need to configure your Phantom wallet. It's going to be with Solana with USDC. You stake your SoulRaiser, complete KYC, and you have different categories depending how much you stake. So below is a demonstration of how to participate in the IDO. You connect your wallet on soulraiser.com, and then you have to ensure that below, before you click the participation button, your minimum and maximum allocation will be displayed on the screen. Select the USDC amount you want to participate. Ensure that you have the right amount of USDC. Complete the social media tasks, which are mandatory only for the soil and seed tier. And for the other tiers, it's optional. So soil and seed tier, obviously the lowest tiers. And then after you've done that, it's simple as participating and done. So their launch is going to be on the 13th of March, just to give you a date. They're also going to be on TalkPad. And here's the information for them. 1st of March, they're raising 50,000 there. And on SoulRaiser, Feb 22nd is when it starts. As you can see here, private round opens 22nd of Feb, 12 p.m. UTC, and closes 24th. And they announce the winners on the 25th. So if you want to participate, make sure to head over there and check it out. But this one definitely gets a cuck pro from me. So I think both of these are really solid projects worth checking out. I'll leave the links in the description for both projects and the referral if you want to sign up on that. And thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.